Did the Steelers just sign a Super Bowl winning running back as Najee Harris' replacement? Big Deke news. The answer to that is no. Well, the Steelers did sign a Super Bowl winning running back, just not to replace Najee Harris. The running back that they picked up, former Eagle running back Kenneth Gainwell, signed to the Steelers on a one-year deal, according to Jordan Schultz. I like this move, though. It's nothing crazy. He's just added running back depth. He's not a Najee Harris replacement or anything like that. In fact, he's a very different style running back compared to Najee. I think he's closer to Jaylen Warren, if anything, just less physical. More of a he's more of a change of pace, like third down back. You look at his tenure with the Eagles for the last 4 years, doesn't have crazy stats, and that's mainly because his role is as a backup. He was behind Miles Sanders, DeAndre Swift, Saquon Barkley when they were the main running backs. He was just one of the backups, had a role as that change of pace back, third down back. But when he gets the ball, though, he is efficient with it. Averages about 5 yards a gain every time he touches the ball, whether it's receiving or rushing. I like this move. There's nothing wrong with this move at all. I remember Kenneth Gainwell coming out of Memphis in 2021. That's when we were talking about drafting a running back, and we eventually took Najee Harris in the first round. But I remember Gainwell, this guy out of Memphis, he was being talked about as a sleeper late in the draft, and I thought he was a guy that the Steelers could potentially get and would be good in the pros. And I think he has been a pretty good pro given his role. Not the bell cow, not the lead back, but for what he does, he contributes. I think he's a nice piece to any running back room, and he has been for the Eagles over the last 4 years. Now he gets a chance to continue his career as a Pittsburgh Steeler for his fifth year. And another positive with Gainwell is he's a return man, specifically kick return man, because we're good with Calvin Austin as our punt returner. Like, he's solid. He had that touchdown last year, catches it pretty much every time. Gains, anytime he catches it and doesn't call for a fair catch, I feel like he gains at least 10 or 15 yards bare minimum, and he's got the explosiveness to him too, the ability to take it to the house with that speed, and he did one time last year with that touchdown. But the kick return game, different story for the Steelers. We were lacking in that department. Cordarrelle Patterson looks washed as hell, and then we had Jaylen Warren out there at times, but I'm assuming we're going to cut Patterson, and with Jaylen Warren getting his presumed increased role as a running back, I mean, even if we bring in another guy, I think it's safe to assume Najee Harris Jaylen Warren is going to get a little bit more of an uptick with Najee Harris being gone. And we're not going to want to put Jaylen Warren out there consistently anymore as a kick return man due to the injury risk. So Gainwell could take over that role. Not only could he be like the third running back on our depth chart, take over Cordarrelle Patterson's spot there, but also in the kick return game too. And why I say automatically Kenneth Gainwell is going to be our third running back on the depth chart is because we have Jaylen Warren, who's going to be ahead of him. And we're definitely going to still draft the guy, or at the very least add someone else in free agency like a J.K. Dobbins. Because the running back room with this Kenneth Gainwell addition, it's not complete. It's definitely not complete. We need someone to replace the Najee Harris workload and at least be capable of taking on a 50-50 split with Jaylen Warren for a full season. Now with Gainwell, I think you could win a game or two with Gainwell getting some significant backfield snaps, but that's not what you're looking for a full season. Not at all. But it's a good signing, man. 1 year. We don't have the money details just yet, but it can't be anything lucrative. 1 year, probably like $2.5-3 million, I'm assuming. No risk, really, but you get medium high reward. Gainwell could have a role in this offense. I could see him maybe getting 5 to 10 snaps a game on offense and then being our main kick return guy. And don't forget, Gainwell is going to be bringing over some of that Super Bowl experience of winning one last year with the Eagles, and he was also on the team a couple years back when the Eagles lost to the Chiefs. Something to be said for that. That doesn't hurt. Not saying it's the be-all, end-all, but hopefully him and Darius Slay could bring in some of that experience and be leaders here and try to help this team get back to the top as much as possible and not let any BS slide that's happening behind the scenes that hurts the team or keeps us away from becoming that team ultimately that we want to be, that Super Bowl caliber type of team. Again, not saying it's the be-all, end-all, because we have brought in some players recently that have Super Bowl experience, and I say the same thing, and yeah, I guess it hasn't really mattered that much with these last, 3 or 4 seasons going the way that they have. But speaking of running back and staying on this running back topic, wanted to bring up Najee's contract because the full details of it got revealed. Initially, we saw it was a 1-year deal with the Chargers with the salary going up to, I saw initially it was like 9.5, but then it got dropped down to $9.25 million. But we got the full details, everything that's involved with it, according to Tom Pelissero. It is a 1-year deal still. There's a $3.75 million signing bonus, $1.5 million base salary, which is fully guaranteed, and it's up to $4 million in rush yard incentives. So as of right now, it's only a 1-year deal at $5.25 million, and then these rush yard incentives can make it go up to $9.25 million. So that's less than, without the incentives at least, that's less than the Steelers' 5th-year option that they declined, because it would have been 1 year, $6.9 million. If that was the offer, I wonder what the Steelers were looking at with Najee Harris. Did we even offer him that 1 year, $5.25 million like base without the incentives? Was it less than that? I don't know, man. Maybe we didn't even offer incentives. Who knows? The base could have been less than that, or it just could have been the thing like I mentioned in yesterday's vid, where the Steelers just felt it was time to go a different direction in the running back room and get a different guy in here. Like, we've hit our ceiling with Najee Harris being the lead back or being that back that's splitting the carries 50-50 with Jaylen Warren. We wanted to go different direction because this contract, Steelers could have easily done this. Easily. This is the max, the $9.25 million max. That's in line with Najee's market, I would say, compared to what some of these other running backs are getting. But that 1 year plus the base, that's definitely less. Like, that's less than what Ramondre Stevenson's getting out there. That's less than what James Conner's getting with the Cardinals. I know Aaron Jones got 1 year, $10 million, but I did say Aaron Jones, I think he's a little bit better of a running back than Najee Harris. But I think if he would have got 1 year, just $9.25 million, as I kind of reacted to yesterday, even though the wording of it was up to $9.25 million, but I thought it would maybe be like $1 million or $2 million in incentives. Maybe the initial deal or the base deal would be 1 year, $7 million, 1 year, $7.5 million with $1 million, $1.5 million in incentives. But this is a lot of incentives. A lot of incentives. And who knows how like small they are. Maybe he gets $1 million for 500 yards, another $1 million for 750, another $1 million for 1,000. We'll have to see what those details are, because that's interesting, because he definitely got less than I expected, but also at the same time, maybe not really based off my assessment of Najee Harris. Maybe the league views Najee in a similar way as I do, and some people that didn't really want Najee back, even though he had the 4,000-yard seasons. It's just not explosive enough, not dynamic enough, not game-breaking enough. The durability, that does count for something, but in terms of getting double digits per year, I just didn't think it would be worth it. I really didn't. So 1 year, 5.25, at least as the base. Steelers could have done that, but obviously we didn't. I know some people will question whether or not we should have. I think we still made the right decision. For me, it's just less about the money and more about giving the opportunity to someone else. And if you're bringing Najee Harris back and having him be like your third guy, I think that's in a way disrespectful to Najee Harris. I feel like he wants to be the main guy or one of the lead guys in a backfield. So, yeah, like what I would have wanted, like I'll put it to you this way. If we signed Najee for this amount, I still would have wanted to draft the guy early to take carries away from Najee. So I just think it was better for both sides to go their separate ways. But let me know your thoughts on the Kenneth Gainwell signing and also the Najee Harris contract details that were just revealed. Stay tuned for tomorrow, man. We'll see if we got our quarterback. We'll see if Rodgers makes his decision. But that's it. Stay chilling. Peace.